we come to the next forum because, as I said, it is wealth, health, and growth. That's the forums we are running. We pause for the wealth forum, and before we come to the health forum, a small announcement for everyone. I know it gets tough to sit for hours and listen to panelists, but it's always better to gain insights from them because this is the panel I have been waiting for personally, and it's very close to my heart. We have a humongous insights on the health and wellness that is going to shape in the future, all the way from Greece. I have Mr. Ashwin Barot and Dr. Kostopoulos. Thank you so much for coming and enriching and enlightening us on the health side of aspects, because health is something generally people neglect. We have understood wealth, we've understood real estate, but let's pivot to something most vital, which is health. After all, they say, a healthy society is a wealthy society. To take us through this essential discussion, we are joined by two esteemed experts, Vaidya Ashwin Barot and Dr. Nikolaos. And to moderate the panel, it's my dear friend and an avid angel investor, Paras Barot, who's a corporate strategy professional and angel investor. He also is in this industry for 15 years and has had humongous proposition in terms of corporate strategy. He's worked with HSBC, Goldman Sachs, Munich Re, and is now heading one of the most largest American reinsurance company in UAE. He's also a very bright, talented professional whom I feel is running or disrupting the angel investment theory when it comes to startup, and is also a part of one of the most important and I think the most growing angel startup network in the Middle East. With that, Paras, over to you to introduce Vaidya Ashwin Barot and Dr. Nico. Please be on the stage.
Everybody, how's it going? Slightly a different topic now, so talking about health and wellness. So yeah, two amazing panelists, and I'm sure you can gather what is about to go down. I'll introduce you Vaidya Barot first. So Vaidya Barot is a legend in the field of Ayurveda and wellness. With a career spanning 5 decades from London in the UK, he's established an amazing practice, a prestigious practice from Harley Street in the UK, which is obviously the most preeminent streets for medical practitioners around the world. He was the person that brought Ayurveda, which is Indian traditional medicine, to Europe. This was in the early 1980s, so even before my time. He's known internationally for his teachings and holistic approach to wellness. He's also involved in research around sort of pain, stress management, and other topics like that as well, and has dedicated a lot of time, effort, resources, energy into that space. He also undertakes various philanthropic activities as well, which I'm exceptionally proud about, and continues to teach principles of Ayurveda and spiritual holistic wellness via his lectures and talks. So yeah, please come on stage. Next, Dr. Nikolaos Kostopoulos, who graduated from Athens Medical University in 1984. He's worked in the renal unit of Athens Naval Hospital and the intensive care unit of Sartoria Chest Hospital and the respiratory unit in Manchester at the Royal Infirmary in England. He's also been involved in asthma research with leading pharmaceutical companies, having extensive experience in a scientific approach to alternative medicine and a solid background in modern medical research. Dr. Kostopoulos currently practices privately, or previously practiced privately from Harley Street in London from the 1990s for about 10 years or so, but combining sort of Ayurveda and modern medicine. Vaidya Ashwin Barot actually introduced him to Ayurveda. Dr. Kostopoulos has now opened the Holistic Health Center in Kifisia in Greece. This happened in 1999, where he provides medical care and treats patients from all across the world. People flying from around the world to go see him. And he does fantastic research in metabolic diseases and pain management as well. And between Dr. Barot and Dr. Kostopoulos, they've identified some herbs and discovered specific molecules for areas like diabetes, pain management, and wound healing as well. He takes part in a lot of international conferences, all over the world, actually, from the UK to Ireland, from Germany to France, Switzerland, Canada, Japan, India. So, it's very lucky that we've got him here flying in from Greece. So yeah, now he's here in the UAE. It's Dr. Kostopoulos. Let's start. You're not seeing double. He's actually my dad, obviously. So we look very alike. I think I'd let Dad start, if you want to.
It's very odd, because normally we talk to medical conferences propagating complementary medicine or scientific medicine and traditional medicine, bring it together. To be here, I have my own style of talking, so I will not sit in the chair. We think what these two people are doing here. All of you are talking about investment. Yes? All to do with money. I have seen millionaire having a big yacht, sitting on the yacht and getting depressed. Has any of you seen these kind of people? So what I say, nothing wrong with the money or finance. If I ask all of you, open your phone and look at balance, how much money you have in the bank, how much you have invested in different parts of the world, you will open your phone and tell me. I say, tell me about you and how much you have invested in you. What does it mean? You get sick, you go to doctor give you some medicine, you get better because you are young. When you get old, you lose the hope and carry on whatever doctor says. How much have you invested you? You see, if I tell you to open your phone and say how much B12 you have in your system or how much vitamin D you have, it will be difficult for you to tell me. Because to me, instead of your bank account, this is what I will ask you. And everybody sitting here, at least 50% of all of you will have a low vitamin D. Do you understand? You don't have to take my word, you go and get your blood, get it checked. How do you replace vitamin D? I'm just giving an example like that. I'm not promoting just vitamin D. I'm just giving you a new insight why you have to look into the health. So, for young people, because I see a lot of young people, am I right? Because there's a lot of light in my eyes, I can't see too far. But there's a lot of young people. Yes? Raise your hand, because when I talk, I communicate. I don't lecture. I give you a simple journey, what I have gone through to wake you up. To study specific type of medicine, you will not know because you are from the financial side. When you want to study medicine, you decide to go to a medical college, study for 5-6 years, you go to a hospital, you become specialized, and then you practice medicine. Yes? This much you know. In India, there is different kind of system. Either you become so-called allopathic or modern medicine doctor, or you become a traditional medical doctor. Up to now, you got it? When I was studying, before you go into medical college, I'm giving you my example to wake you up, to inspire you. Whatever you believe in, you must do it. And you do it in such a passionate way that you can be successful. So even though it's a medical example, I'm telling you that you suddenly get an idea how to make a carpet, dwell on it, make a carpet, you can be one of the top person to making a carpet in the world. So when I was going to go to medical college, I decided I want to choose totally different. At that time in 1972, I want to study traditional Indian medicine. All of my friends, relatives and my teachers in the school, they thought I have gone off. And they say, you are not going to study traditional Indian medicine. You are going to study modern medicine. I refused. I don't know what happened to me, but age of 15, I say, I will not study. I want to study Sanskrit, which is one of the language. You have to have it to study Indian system of medicine. So my worry to do my matriculation was how much marks I will get to get into Ayurvedic medical college. I went anyway. I'll hurry up because I want Dr. Kostopoulos to show you some slides. I passed my exam, went to college, studied. I was born in Africa. I had a British passport. 79, I went to England. In England, can you imagine somebody practicing Indian system of medicine? Impossible. But there was a law that you can either you can practice modern medicine, or you can practice any form of medicine as long as you don't give drugs. I started practicing. I imagine myself. I'm giving you that example again. No English. Okay? I went to the hospital to work. I remember a teacher coming once a week to teach me English. Start thinking, because young people have always excuse not to do enough. So I had a teacher, and I know I can make patient better within no time. A lot of celebrities, a lot of actresses, well-known figure, they will be coming to the practice. I will be seeing them. Half of the time, some very famous person will come to see me, and I would not know their profession. World-renowned singer will come, and I say, what is your occupation? And they laugh. I say, thank God you don't know me. So I have practiced like that, but I have a passion. Now, since this time is a personal glory to, have a practice and all this kind of thing, I always believe that modern medicine or pharmaceutical has its own benefit, but it has limitation. As you know, just now in the world, what's happening? Obesity, diabetes, stress, anxiety and depression. Where is the medicine? All this medicine is to do with giving drugs or medication. So there are alternatives, and I will tell Dr. Kostopoulos to talk a little bit more, and when come to a question and answer, I will talk more, just to let you know that you must put energy in your health. We'll carry on talking. We'll do some technical discussion first, and then we'll do question answer. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, and thank you, Pratik, for inviting me. Really, when you said come and talk to an investors summit, I said, what is it? But then I collected my thoughts together. And in reality, what is investment? Certainty and stability in life, isn't it? Why do you want to have money? To have a maximum certainty and stability. But certainty and stability is a perception in our brain. So in our PowerPoint presentation, I'll just take you through a little cinema rather than numbers, because you must have enough of numbers. Here is where I'm coming from. Greece is a beautiful place, seaside sky. Go and visit it sometime. Here is where I go on holiday. And this is the practice we have in Greece in the holistic health center, in a nice garden. I like plants. In the entrance, I like people when they come to start feeling better before they come in the practice. And really, if you think, what is economy? Do you know the meaning of word economy? Who really knows the words economy? Raise your hands. The etymology. It's a Greek word. Eco means house. And nomi means laws. Economy means the laws of our house. This is what you are dealing when you are investing. What is our first house? This one, isn't it? And what are the first laws of economy? These. We want to eat, We want to take exercise, to move around, to feel free. It doesn't matter if we are crawling. It doesn't matter if we are flying by planes, going very fast from Dubai to India. But really, it is movement. And we want to rest, sleep, meditate, relax, whatever you call it. Whatever gives you peace in this way. But we get educated. And so many things come in our brain later. And we learn that we have to be best and have a lot of money and have A, B, C, D, F, G. And we want to be happy, to relate to each other. And we say that, well, to be happy, you need to have a Rolls Royce at least. But remember, this Rolls Royce has a value because a human is driving it. A Rolls Royce without a human is totally, totally useless. And how do you get a Rolls Royce? Well, you invest in energy. And you know, oil is an amazing source of energy. But what is the real essence of energy in all of us now, this second? It's called ATP. It's not in the stock market, but it's in your bodies. It is a molecule that runs just now. And to give you a little science, you have 200 trillion molecules of ATP daily. Imagine you invest €1 in each one of these molecules, you'll be a billionaire. And this moment, you have 60 grams of ATP in your body. It's a type of molecule that gives me energy to think, to talk, for you to listen, to understand, to feel, to breathe, for your heart to beat. This is the universal energy. So why not to invest in this energy? Because at the end of the day, why do we use oil? To keep our houses warm. Why do we need warm houses? Why? Because our body has a temperature of 36.5 degrees, and we need to have this steady temperature. You know, cold was killing people for millions of years. That's why we need heat. So let's go to the concept of wellness. What is wellness? It's the difference between surviving and thriving. And although it sounds philosophical, in medicine, we had a very hard lesson. When COVID came, whoever was really well, they lived, they were well, they survived the virus. Whoever was just surviving, they did not make it. So wellness and thriving is a very strong concept. It's not just philosophy. And think of it like it is a type of signal of your phone. If you are very anxious and you have a low mood, you are in crisis. But we want to take you there. Not crisis, not struggling, not surviving, not thriving, but excelling. Cheerful, joyful, energetic, to perform, to flow, and to be happy. This is the real investment, isn't it? What do you think? Would you like signal number 1 or signal number 5? 5. Now, I will not ask you to raise your hand in which signal we are. These signals change every day. But the essence of investing in health, and I'll explain how I see it, is to try to be number 5 and to enjoy every minute of it. Why wellness? Is there any number financing this? Look at this. This is from Times a few days ago. In England, the payments for sickness will top 100 billion a year for the first time because people are not well. So imagine you do something and people are really well. You are saving 100 billion pounds that can be given in real, let's say, natural resources, saving the planet, proper health, proper education, helping poor people, anything like this. And if you look in the United States, the 3 drugs that have the biggest share of the market are Ozempic, anti-obesity, a clear sense of lack of wellness. It is the second, it is the Humira, autoimmune diseases. And if I make it very simple, what is autoimmune disease? It's like half of yourself goes against the other half of yourself. This creates autoimmune diseases. And the third is this one, prevention of blood clots. I will say we have clots in our thinking. We have clots in our behavior. And this is what really creates blood clots. This is what makes us do wrong things, eat wrong food. No animal has a dietitian. Why do we need dietitians? No offense for any dietitian in the audience, okay? But it's a real question about it. And is there money in it? As you are investors, yes, there is a frenzy of innovation in obesity drugs. These are the big companies. The market will go from here to there to 80 billion in 2030. But I said I will not exhaust you with numbers. How good is it? And so many people put so much money there. Not really too good. Look at this. Data shows a rapid weight gain rebound after this medication treatment stops. Look at this graph. You stop the medication, oops, the weight comes back again. Plus, it has side effects. Weight loss drugs, lower impulse to eat and perhaps to exercise. So if you give something to a system, it doesn't do just one thing, it does many things. Yes, it stops your appetite, but it stops your appetite to exercise. And who knows what else that we're going to find in the next few years. And what is new? What is the model I propose? What is the model that we can go ahead, that we can invest in it? It's what we call P4 medicine. It's a medicine that is predictive, preventive, personalized, and I would really say participatory. Do you feel average yourself? Is anybody here is an average person? If you feel, raise your hand. No, nobody. We are all unique. But we are not treated in a unique way. You'll take the same drug for an illness. And we all know these very old jokes that, yes, somebody lived for 100 years and his grandfather, who was smoking, drinking, lived for 110 years. So what is the real prevention? How can you guide people to do real preventative, realistic preventive medicine? And at the end of the day, we are not cars that people put pills in us. We should participate in the treatment. Hippocrates, who was an ancient Greek doctor, said, before you treat a patient, have you really asked him, is he willing to stop doing the things that make him sick? Have you asked him? It's a really essential question, isn't it? And this is just happening. They do a lot of trials in UK and in America trying to promote the personalized medicine, but you're not in medicine. I'm not going to squeeze your brain with this. This is what we call participation. You should remember what's happening. Be obedient to the physician, not to the physician like he's an authority, but to the laws of the universe. Be fearful. Fearless. Be fearless and deal with these things. Whatever you have, deal with it. Don't be fearful of it. And give all the information for the disease. Now, let's go to another topic. Imagine there is a drug that does all these things. Would you use it? Look at it. It increases your neuroplasticity. It means you think in a broader way. All the investors said, you should have an open mind. This we call it neuroplasticity in medicine. It supports your immunity. I believe you want it. It decreases neurodegeneration, no Alzheimer, no dementia, no loss of memory, no loss of concentration. It helps in stress and anxiety. And it has anti-fatigue effects. Would you use this drug, yes or not? Absolutely. But look at this. If it is a herbal product, would you use it? Yes, you, but not everybody. Why? Because when we hear the word herb, there is a gap in our brain. We think herb is not science, and chemistry is science. But is it like this? It's not like this. Herbs are chemicals that work in synergy. I always think of Earth like this room. Why are we in this room? Because you all have a common interest. Yes? Think of the Earth in the galaxy. It's like a small room. All the herbs, all the plants, all the beings here are in synergy. Everything is helping everything else. And we have learned it the hard way. We know that COVID in some way started, and all these problems start when we invade the forests, when we eliminate all the other beings on the earth that play a role. Simply this role is not logical. So herbs are a part of this synergy. And now we have so many ways to find the chemicals in the herbs, to classify them. So never think of herbs again as something naive, as something simplistic, as something that is not modern. It is not like this. Have a look here. This is published in JAMA. More than 150 billion were spent in marketplace sales in herbal and dietary supplements. And this rivals all the prescription of the drugs combined. So you're right, everybody who falls ill prefers to have something natural than something chemical. It is like this, and this is what it shows. And what I believe is the new field is what we call herbaceuticals. Why? Because nutrition, although I believe now nobody suffers from lack of nutrition, is not like this. We eat food that has been produced with fertilizers, with pesticides. We take drugs like PPIs for the stomach, for the acidity, that really impairs the absorption of nutrients. So a lot of people, like my friend said here, you might have a lack of B, you might have a lack of magnesium, without realizing it. And unfortunately, we don't have these reliable tests to find about these things, because these are little, in some way, difficult to work out what's happening in our body. So use a herb that is scientifically, in some way, researched. Use a nutrient that is absolutely useful for your body to be able to assimilate the herb and use it in the right way. And to my mind, this will be the future of medicine. Nutraceutical is nutrition and pharmaceutical action. Herbaceutical is a herb with a very clear action as well. And they bridge the gap between conventional medicine and dietary supplements. So this, I believe, is the future of health and wellness, but again, not in a numb way, not in a passive way. Patients should participate. Physicians should teach their patients lifestyle, meditation, relaxation, whatever is needed for the patient to get well. Remember, the earth is a planet of synergies. Every little thing plays a role in our ecosystem. The essence is a balance between nature and science. This is where I believe one should invest, not simply to make money, to make people healthy, because if everybody is healthy around you, you'll be happier. And finally, charity. Whenever you give something, whenever you have given something, for how long do you feel happy? For years. When you take something, you feel happy for a month. So always remember, if you have something, be it knowledge, be it money, be it anything, share it. This is very, very important. And this is just for your information. The Global Agnikarma Center does a lot of philanthropic work in Ahmedabad in India. This is our practice in Greece, so this is where all our information lies. And I'll greet you once again with a picture of my country. Thank you for your attention. Be well, be strong.
Amazing. No, thank you so much. That was really interesting. Yes, I think, why don't we do an open question and answer session? If anyone's got any questions, that might be of interest. Okay, I see my friend Shivangi's got a question. Of course.
Whoever asks question, if you're not too shy, come here. So I can
She's not shy.
say
Come on.
a little bit more about you without you asking any question. Why the person asked the question, what is the real question, and what could be the answer? And this is the beauty of this system of medicine. Please go ahead.
Hi, so I just want to say a little bit about myself. I'm actually from the healthcare and wellness industry. I'm a marketer and a business development manager. And I do deal with, I work for a healthcare distribution company. So of course, our company has itself invested in a lot of technology. So I was just noting down some questions while I was listening to your session. I just want to know, because your opinion, like on ethical concerns while adopting cutting edge technology, as they say, like AI, in comparison to your traditional or holistic medicine practices. So what do you think are the ethical concerns?
Yeah, you're right.
We look very traditional, aren't we? We wear these kind of clothes, this kind of clothes, and when we say herb, you think about herb going on the road, crush it together, give it to somebody. This is old-fashioned herbal medicine. What we are talking, and just to give you an idea, when we look and do the research, we practice and we do a lot of research work in labs. Each herb contains at least 100 to 200 phytochemicals. So when somebody says, a traditional person in the village, use this herb for your migraines, example, what we do specifically, we analyze, there are labs who are specialized to analyze the phytochemical. I didn't want to bore everybody with the medical wording, that's why I didn't say much. So phytochemical, then you check a particular phytochemical which is useful to whatever condition, but as herb as a whole you must use, because if you isolate a particular molecule and if you give, which we call a synthetic molecule as a modern medicine, which will have a side effect. So why we say herb? To have a multiple phytochemicals, preparing in a particular way to see the effect of that phytochemicals in the body. This is the most recent, modern AI way of thinking. And we try to bring real, modern, scientific lab work and sometimes animal studies to prove the efficacy of drugs. Now you can go ahead.
Yeah, look, AI is
Thank
a
you,
very
Mr.
good tool. AI is a very good tool. But if you want to use any tool, you should know its limitation as well. So if you tell me, can we use AI to study the MRI scans? I'll say it's a very good idea, because it's a mechanical thing. The problem I see with AI is this. Everything there is based on algorithms. Now, human brain is not a computer. It is not based on 1 and 0. If you look at medical algorithms, say, is it this or that? Many times, is this and that? You know, we all know it. Yes, I don't want to eat a chocolate, and I want. No, this is not a computer, it's quantum. So, if you make a mistake in AI, 5% in each step,
Yes.
you end up with 50% mistake.
Exactly.
So one should know this limitation. Now, if you say about AI studying structures of receptors in a cell and structures of chemicals that can fit in, it's a very good idea. But as I say, everything is useful if you know its limitation in this way. Useful, I think it is ethical. If you take it above a human, I'll say it's not ethical, it's wrong in this way. But you can use it in a moderate way.
Yeah, because we have a lot of new launches, products coming in the market, like even like a face analyzer. Because they're like, oh, the camera will click a picture, will tell you what your skin needs, the anti-aging, like they're changing it. But if you see previously, like there have been occasions where we actually used to do traditional things for anti-aging. Like for example, because if most of the audience I see is from the Indian ethnicity, so we can say like putting turmeric on your face. Like people said that is gonna give you natural brightening, natural radiance. But when we compare, like we get to know like, okay, this is the things that you should do. You should go get laser treatments done and all. So I'm actually in kind of support of the way to do it more naturally without like having something put inside your skin. I think I don't believe in invasive personally. I should not say that to my bosses, but definitely I do believe in like a way of doing things naturally. So thank you for your answer. That was really insightful. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Adriana. Yeah, I didn't plan this. I didn't know that's gonna happen here. But I needed to give the awareness because I was victim of lead poisoning, mercury and arsenic from Ayurvedic medicine in 2019. and in London, and I was only second in 10 years poisoned by lead. So question is if... Sorry, did you understand? So my question is if you are checking for the heavy metals in the specifically Ayurvedic medicine made in India, because that's where I was poisoned by Dr. Sida from
I want to tell you the positive and negative about herbal medicine. Can I say? Because normally when I talk, I have a limitation here, and my son is moderating me, and he will tell me to stop. Which is the first time in my life my son is moderating me. Okay? Any herbal medicine, whether it's India, China, or any part of the world, any herb which grows, there are definitions how herb should be grown. If it's not grown in proper place, from the soil,
The
if
land
the
was
soil
poisoned,
has
yeah.
a heavy metal will be coming to herbs.
Yeah.
So when we say good herbs, is without heavy metals. So good pharmaceutical, when they do the testing, they check. Each country has their different law.
But I know it's 5% allowed.
Pardon?
5% is allowed to not say what is there, and mostly it's the heavy metal.
It depends on which herb, how much they allow. Ayurveda is not only herbology. Ayurveda is much more deeper. But I didn't want to talk about this because they will not go home now. If I see somebody, I'll tell you what Ayurveda is. Do you really want to know what Ayurveda is? Yes? A really Ayurveda means a Vaidya, means who is specialized in Ayurveda. When he looks at somebody, the young lady came before, here. I didn't want to jump. Can you come here? And this young lady stands here.
No,
a
I'm not
real
young
Vaidya
anymore.
is when I teach Ayurveda, it's good any of you are not my student. Because when you are my student, you will have a hard time. Because I always say, look at it, look at it, look at it. What is her constitution or his constitution? And what can be wrong with that person? This is where you teach difference between modern medicine and Ayurveda. So if you look at this young lady who asked me the question, we say in Ayurveda, is it okay to talk?
Go ahead.
We say air, fire and water, there are three constitutions. So when you look at somebody, you penetrate and you should know. If I don't know much about her, whatever she asks, if I answer, I cannot be a good Vaidya. So she is a fiery constitution. Fiery constitution means this young lady, we have not met before. This young lady, she has a penetrating mind. She knows exactly what she wants to do, and she will go for it as much as she can and prove her point to get it what she wants. This is her. I have never met, I am not criticizing you, I am not praising you either. I see things as it is. This young lady, her constitution is, whatever she decides, there is a doubt about things. She will not push, she will analyze. Why she will analyze? Because she is slightly kapha. Kapha means going towards more earth and water. So in her thinking pattern, forget anything else. In her thinking pattern, when she thinks, she will think sharply, straight, what I want. When it comes to her mind, it's okay to talk about you. Huh?
Yes, I'm fired anyways.
I'm just simply saying, because a lot of time I ask, is it okay to talk about you? So she will rethink and then analyze and then make decision. Can you understand? If there is third person which is very thin, what we call airy person, they think 1 minute one thing, another minute something else. And this is what we call anxiety type of person. You are more fiery type of person. She is what we call a fire-water type of person. So what are the possibility you have a problem? You, specifically, Pitta constitution, fiery constitution, skin condition, or digestive problem. This is you. Full stop. I don't ask, I don't believe, I don't say whether you have it or not. This young lady, Pitta,
I'm 53, I'm not
Pitta
young anymore.
Kapha constitution. So when the fire goes down, self-doubt and putting on weight. This will be the two things now or in the future. This is how Ayurveda was practiced in the past. This is how you see and analyze the person. So, apart from the heavy metal, what you ask, the quality of the herbs are not as good as it should be studied by laboratory, proper detailed study should be done and then given to the patient. So when we propagate and say herb is good, we are talking about the base quality, and I say biotechnology, we must get involved more, people must invest more. Why people don't invest in biotechnology, do you know? Because you cannot patent herbs. If you do not patent, you don't make money. If you don't make money, you don't do the research. That's why people should get involved more into biotechnology. Thank you very much, both of you.
And one more point is this. Of course, there are heavy metals, but not only in herbs. You know, tuna fish is praised all over the world for the omega-3 acids, and tuna fish has a lot of mercury. So in America, a lot of people who consume tuna fish, we look for mercury levels in their bloodstream. And I will say that the pollution with heavy metals is a problem of the earth. It will affect Ayurvedic herbs. You have to study them properly and make sure they are clear. But heavy metals invade our food chain as well. So it is a problem we have to face. It is a matter of heavy industrialization without ethical principles, that you pollute the earth without thinking about it. So it's not just herbs, it's nearly everything nowadays. We have to be clear how things are working.
It's not a question, but I'm more or less taking this opportunity. I'm Abhishek Ramesh. I'm representing Kerala Ayurvedic Group. So we have multiple Ayurvedic clinics and resorts all over the world. You know, a lot of people find Ayurveda and herbal science very complicated. And there's so much information around it. Since we have some stalwarts from the industry, and we have people from various backgrounds, you know, I'm wondering if you can give one or two insights, what they can use or adapt every day, so that they can take back and, you know, get introduced to the subject of Ayurveda or herbal nutraceuticals, so that it can get propagated further. I'm just giving as a caveat because yoga got really popular because of a few kriyas. You know, you do Surya Namaskar, everybody took it back, they understood it, they kept replicating it. So if you can enlighten the crowd, give them at least one or two.
Simple thing. You know, why Ayurveda is not popular? Because any advice you give should be according to constitution, whether you are airy, fiery or watery person. But simple thing, like you should do enough exercise. Now, everybody knows you should do exercise. 10,000 steps, everybody knows? Recently, where is that young gentleman gone? Please come here, come and stay here. So, looking at the exercise, what kind of exercise you should do? 10,000 steps, everybody carry on walking, nothing much happens. Or something happened because you carry on looking at your mobile. In Ayurveda, you must be dealing with Ayurveda and Panchkarma or in Ayurveda, there is a, last 1 year I was looking, where have they written about exercise? So I found one particular sloka, because most of all the Ayurveda is in Sanskrit, so you have to decode it. And they said you have to walk in a particular way. You have to walk, I'm just giving an example, because you should give them one thing. There, on the internet, you might find a 8 walk or infinity walk, right? If by going around and around infinity walk, if you do 15 minutes a day, you will feel much better. We are working on it scientifically to see what happened to all your muscles in the future. Wake up in the morning and drink warm water. This advice you might not like it. Try. 21 days, doesn't matter what condition you have, when you wake up, 1 or 2 glasses of warm water you drink. After your meal, walk 100 steps and lie on your left, if you can manage. If you're working, you cannot lie in your office. Try and eat less carbohydrates and more protein, which is plant-based or dal-based, you know, all the lentils. These are the simplest thing. Because all the wheat business came after 1950. A lot of illnesses you can decrease by eating less wheat. Any other advice I can give? Because I cannot give medical advice, say do this or that or other, but try and do something very simple like drinking hot water, warm water, lukewarm, as you wake up, drink, that is the best thing. Do 8 walk, look into internet, check. We will soon be saying, I have said to Dr. Hitesh, we might put it like Ayuhitam walk, but that will take another month or two for you to look. And also, make sure your tummy does not increase. The day your tummy increases, you're inviting a disease. I think this is very simple. Simple and straightforward advice. Thank you. Done?
Great, thank you so much. Are we at time, or do we have time for one more question, maybe?
Paras?
Please go ahead.
You have time? Okay, Sahil, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I won't take much of your time.
Timing-wise, Pratik, I can't help. Please.
Thank you, Paras, for accommodating my request. First and foremost, Dr. Vaidya and Dr. Nikolaos, it's such an insightful session, really engaging, and something I would feel that it's something very much relatable to each one of us present over here. So my introduction is I work in healthcare company and I take care of skincare in specific, and we deal with natural products and products which are driven from botanics. One concern that I feel, and especially it was a leading question that came after the lady spoke about toxicity, and so my question is more on a compliance standpoint. I come across a lot of products, and one thing which is the first and foremost before proceeding further is what is a regulatory authority which is governing these products, right? So there are certain things governed by FDA, certain things are not governed by FDA, and so we at least can be sure that these are reliable products and we can consume without any ifs and buts. So is there anything in herbaceuticals, that's a new term, herbaceuticals, that we can actually rely upon and be stress-free and have a peace of mind before consuming those products? That's my question. Thank you.
Look, listen, we have gone to the moon. We are going now to other planets. Yes, a plant is more difficult to be studied and standardized than a chemical. But let's not forget aspirin came from the bark of a tree. Let's not forget chemotherapy comes out of trees. In Greece we have a tree, we call it a masticha tree. It is a product that is very good for so many diseases. So I cannot say this herbaceutical is totally safe. I will say, give me this herbaceutical, from which soil has it come, analyze the soil. Analyze the tree, then I can say it is safe. Is it difficult? Who cares? If it is useful, let's do something difficult. Here, Pratik said, let's disrupt the ideas, not let's conform to ideas. So there is no safe herbaceutical, there is no safe human. Can you find me a safe human? That you promise me that tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, in 3 days, he will behave wisely? No. Is there a safe food? I cannot say. But because we can say, it doesn't mean we cannot manage. It doesn't mean we should not try. It does not mean we shouldn't invest there, but invest in the right way. A herb, you study the soil, you study the herb, you make sure it's not genetically modified, so the genes produce whatever you need, and this you call it a safe herbaceutical. But it is a dynamic process. Simply because it is dynamic, we should not reject it. So there is no easy answer, but there is a nice answer that can be very useful for health in future. All right?
You are from any industry or?
So I work in a healthcare company.
Healthcare?
And I take care of the skincare business. So when I was picking up products, I've always gone for something which is more botanically derived.
Technical, let me tell you, very fast. You must have worked out, I am Pitta. I go to the point. Any herbs, any nutraceutical you use, which doesn't go through vigorous analysis, don't involve. There are norms Each country has their own norms, one thing. Each country has a norms to export their drugs or medicine. So if a particular herbs or a remedy or nutraceutical, there are norms to follow. So whoever is providing heavy metals, checking, there are 15, 20 different norms that if they pass this norm, only accept that. Even your brother says, I have got a very nice herb from Himalaya, I give it to you without studying this. It is nice that brother sent, but go through the analytical test, only then accept. This is my experience of last 50 years, that you do not accept or allow any drugs or herbs or a nutraceutical which has not gone through vigorous analysis. And there are labs, there are specialized labs that you give it to them, that they analyze, and then you can do third-party analysis. Okay? Thank you.
Very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate we're a little bit over time. So I think we'll wrap it up here, but massively interesting for me anyway. I love listening to both of them, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well.
Thank you so much, Paras. Thank you, Vaidya, Ashwin Barot, and thank you, Dr. Costo.